Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly team calls. Today is Thursday, February oh, Dios, 19. This always happens to me. And we are almost at the very end of our cup challenge. I am very excited to say that there's a lot of activity happening. There's a lot of good conversations going on. I do see a lot of activities on your wall, and I am very proud of that. So far, and excuse me if I haven't looked in the back office, today, but we have Norris, who's at Success Club 6 already. That means she's helped save or change 3 lives already so far this month. We also have Angie Nunez, who has 2 months in a row met Success Club 6. And she is rocking. There's a lot of people who are at Success Club 2 and 4. So you're right there. All you need is to share a little bit more and you're going to get there. And from this week's call, you heard the importance of meeting Success Club and why it is so crucial for you to grow your business by making this happen. So don't think that because it's like the 19th of the month, oh, it's almost over, I don't have time. Yes, you do. You just have to add a little more oomph to your step, and you're going to see that it's going to come through. A lot of it is our own mindset because we put ourselves like, oh, so many no's, I'm tired of them. But the more no's you get, the more professional you get at fighting them back. So don't look at them as a no right now. Look at them as she or he is not ready right now, and they will come back when they are. So you keep worrying about you and improving yourself, and do you no matter what you see happening behind the scenes. Okay? That's my biggest and best advice. Then we have things happening coming up on the 27th of February. We have the Latinos event. It is crucial for us to show our support because, as we know, we mostly all have a Latino descent. We have family members who need help in this area, and we want to be there to support them. So let's work together and share in our own walls, even if you won't be attending. Just share that you're going and that, you are inviting people to come. Just let us know if you hear from anybody coming, because that's going to help us identify who will be there and who we look out to. But it's important for you, even when you're not attending an event, to promote it in a sense, because it helps your business grow, and it also helps your audience understand that you are part of a big organization that does things on a frequent basis. So again, this is the Latino event, and it's from 7 p.m. to 9. And then we have the 3 Vital Behavior Workshop training happening on March 7th at 10 a.m. in the morning. So this is going to be in the city, and you must purchase your tickets if you haven't done so. I believe we're really close to selling out at this point. So you want to make sure that you capture that. So now I think I'm done with like the most immediate dates and things that need to be announced. What I would like to jump right into, and I want to apologize. Last week, or the week before last, we started by introducing one member of our team to our calls so that we kind of can get to know each other. As the team grows, we start to like lose contact, and we start to like not know who is who. So I would love for us to kind of feature one person, and every week have that one person introduce themselves and just say, their name, who they are, and what made them become a coach. So today, last time we did it, it was Diana Zambrana who introduced herself, and I forgot last week. So this week, it's going to be Yvette Quevedo. She is in California, and she's speaking in from the car as she's driving home. So Yvette, please introduce yourself.
Hi guys. I actually just came from training from headquarters. I got a tour. Woo-hoo.
Wow.
It was nice. So I'm Yvette Quevedo. I came into this business in July, and I connected with Winnie's in June. And mostly I started off as a discount coach just because I really loved the program and I wanted to continue. And I didn't even know that there was going to be a recurring payment. So that's why I was like, oh, do I need to sign up to get more? And so that kind of got me into the discount coach aspect. I tried working some of the business. I can't say that I committed 100% at first, so I didn't quite get on board until this past January, when for some reason the surge just got me all riled up, and then the Super Saturday, and so I hit Success Club 8 last month, and that was the first time, so it was great, and it's just, I've changed my life through this business, through Shakeology, 21 Day Fix. I've done P90, doing Pio right now. So I'm kind of trying everything and just trying to connect with my prospects before I really try to sell the business. So that's me.
That's you. And in California, as she mentioned, then we met through social media. So I want you to know that it's an example that even though the people, we do know it's usually beneficial to have people next to you and in your local area, but it's not always going to happen. And Yvette Quevedo actually happened to be one of those people that I, recruited, and she was always very consistent in the challenge group, but I never even offered her the position until she one day said, hey, I want to do this. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I did have calls set up with her, so I would kind of like always touch base with her. And I think that helped. So never give up on your challengers, and don't discount a discount coach because they are a discount coach in your mind. A discount coach can turn into a working coach in the future, as long as you continue to believe in them. All right. So thank you, Yvette, for sharing a little bit about you. And we'll be sure to see your little face in our pages soon. Your green phone right now. All right. So the way we're going to do this call today is a little bit different than we've done in the past. I'm not going to be the one talking, thankfully, because thankfully my throat is not doing so well. And because the topic of today is really about how do we work less and live more. So that means we're creating systems in our business so that we can actually save more time and spend more time with the people that we love and doing the things that we enjoy. As I said before, Beachbody can be an overwhelming business because most of us have full-time jobs, have children, husbands, family to take care of. And if we do not have a system in place, we're going to be running like a chicken without a head. And then when we add people to our team, they're going to be running like a chicken without a head. And if you don't have a system in place that you can teach and duplicate and share ideas with, you're really not going to be successful at the fast rate that you would want. So I like how Chalene Johnson kind of explains in her way things that, she had to put into play. So today what we're going to do is we're going to kind of talk about how us as Beachbody coaches starting off on our business, how we can create systems that can afford us and save us time in the future. Because when we create systems, we're basically kind of shaving time off. I love the fact that she started writing her schedule. And when she started to take, her non-negotiable time, like her workout was at a certain time, but then she scheduled in even her driving time to the gym. And sometimes we don't take those things into account and we're like missing time, but we really are stealing time from something to do something else. So I like how she really focuses in on that area. I'm not going to go into the whole module because I think, we should take time and reviewing it. It's there. What I think is more useful of our time is how to use practical ideas so that we can create these systems. And I wanted to share with you one of the systems that it took me a little bit to put into play, but it has been very useful. And that system is when I enroll. Oh, Jahida's phone is dying. When I enroll a customer, I don't immediately go ahead and add them to the group and, send them the email. I wait at least 24 hours because I want them to know that I need to confirm in the back office and I need to make sure that I have my email into place and all of that. I send every single challenger of mine in a welcome email. That kind of explains what the challenge group is about. I attach the Shakeology Cleanse menu. And if it goes with like the 6-meal plan, I put the grocery list and the 6-meal plan. You can use that same exact email that I have sent to you if you started off with me. Or you can message me and I will send that or share that in the group. When I do that, I'm kind of like setting it up as a uniform. And immediately once I send that email, I go in the group and I add that person into the challenge group and I welcome them. I immediately tag them on the files that are important for them to keep track of. That's my automatic system. It takes me maybe 5 minutes for each challenger because I write something up for them and then I welcome them. If they are coaches, I do exactly the same thing. First, I send them a challenge welcome, and then I send them, I add them to the Team Eagle page, I add them to Team Uniquely Fit, and I add them to their challenge group page. Those are the systems that I have in place since day one. I took basically the same email that Sally gave to me. I took her name out and I recreated it for myself. Something else that I do is when I get a friend request onto my Facebook, immediately I don't respond. I wait. Like, let's say I post an invite tonight. I will be posting an invite at about 10:30 tonight. I'm going to get friend requests right after at 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, at 1 o'clock in the morning. I am going to sleep. I'm not going to respond to those friend requests. So I'm going to wait until the morning and I'm going to accept their request altogether. I'm going to write and I'm going to accept their request. But as I accept their request, I'm sending them an immediate message. Thank you so much for accepting my friend request. Are you interested in my weight loss program? I write their name on my month list so that I know that these people were my new friend request from the month. I go on to my second person and I do the same thing until I complete my list of friend requests. So now I don't have to go thinking, who was it that friend requested me? Because they'll be lost in my friend request, in my contact list. So that's one system that I have in place and it has saved me some time. And finally, something else that I'm using that is helping me a lot is creating files in our coach page. It's creating albums in our coach page and in our challenge groups. Once I find something, I'm not going to put it as a post in the group because it will get lost. One of the systems I use in order to be able to find it is I create a file from the computer and I post it into the page. That way is a resource for myself, but it's also a resource for my coaches and my prospects as well. So these are my three ones that I wanted to share with you. Everybody else is going to be sharing some more. And it kind of goes with the idea of creating systems. All right. So I'm going to have Jahida take it away and share with us some of the systems that you have in place that have helped you. Go ahead.
So, hello, ladies. Hope you're all doing well. As Unidi said, I wanted to share with you guys some of the systems that I have been applying that have worked for me. I also preface it by saying that I do find myself constantly changing because there are outside factors that get involved. So and even my goals may change for that moment. So I do revisit this periodically. I also want to touch base on what Unidi said that she does with new challengers. And it goes hand in hand with what I was going to talk to you guys about, and it's a spreadsheet that I create. So when I have new challengers and coaches as well, I create a spreadsheet. In that spreadsheet I write their information. So I write their name and information about them. So what is their current weight, their goals, what program are they doing, what is their start date. And the reason I started to do this is when I first became a coach and I signed on my first challenger, it was very easy for me to manage. I knew how much the person wanted to lose, what program they were doing. So it was easy. But as I started signing more, sorry, saving more lives, sorry, my phone. As I started saving more lives, it started becoming really difficult for me to keep track of it. And I'm the type of person that when I'm speaking to someone, I want them to know that I have really listened, that I'm paying attention, that I know what their goals are. And if I'm constantly asking them for it, it doesn't really, it does not speak to the point that I'm trying to make, which is the fact that I know what their journey is about and what their goals are. So again, I do this spreadsheet, and that goes, I enter the same information in the welcome letter. So I refer to their why, what their goals are. So I kind of I use a little bit of what Uniris said, but I also personalize it a little bit more. So I'll add, I'll reference the fact that I know you mentioned that you want to lose approximately 20 pounds with Chalene Extreme. We'll do this together. So I'll mention something like that. So that was what I wanted to mention about the spreadsheet and how I've applied that. That was really important to me when I also started advancing ranks. So when I became an Emerald, it wasn't just about my challengers. So I was an extension of Team Eagle, but I was also building my own team. So I needed to have this system and this organization for myself because I needed to be able to reference my coaches why. I really needed to tap into what is their motivation, what is driving them, and how, like Craig Holiday talks about, how fast are we going to get to those goals? Are we running? Are we jogging? And that sheet is what has been helping me. And I'm not that organized. So if I could have something in a computer that I could reference all the time, that is okay in my book. So again, in sharing my tips, Chalene this week talked about reverse engineering her goals for the day. And that's something that being a full-time employee and mom, it was very hard for me to manage the business and the posting three to four times a day, the constant checking in with challengers, being a product of the product. It was just when I was doing well in one area, I would sort of slack in the other. So reverse engineering my goal for the day and kind of creating a block of time that I would be doing certain activities is something that has been helping me. But when I started to do that, I realized that what stood out to me was the fact that I was spending a lot of time on certain tasks. And one of them was thinking about my goal. And my post, sorry. So I constantly joke in my circle of friends that I'm not creative. I have a hard time finding inspiration and being creative, and that it's a constant joke. So I found myself spending a lot of times on places like Pinterest and Instagram on other coaches' pages, trying to find something that would inspire me. I would spend hours at a time and I would still walk away with no post. So I was like, this has to stop. I'm wasting way too much time. So what I started to do was I started organizing my social media and certain things on my phone. So one of them was Pinterest. And this was something that was shared in one of our calls a couple of months ago. And it was the idea of creating private albums on Pinterest. So I started to do that. I have albums for inspirational quotes. I have things that are specific to workouts. I have some recipes there. I was able to find things specific on Beachbody, like Shakeology information, certain programs. So I have those organized on Pinterest. I did the same thing for my phone. I started to take tons of pictures of myself, the food that I was cooking, my day-to-day activities, but these were all dumped in one big folder on my phone. And when I wanted to refer to them, I could never find them, or I was constantly scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of pictures and getting nowhere quickly. So I started organizing them. I have like a selfie category. I have kids and family. I have business, just specific to Beachbody stuff. And it has saved me tons of time. And finally, and thank you, Nidhi, for this one, is the notebook, or rather for me, the section in my business binder that I have created for my post, for the wording. So what this does for me is whenever I pick up a book, if I'm driving, if I am watching TV and I'm inspired by anything that comes on, I go to my notebook. It's a binder, so I could take out loose leaf sheets all the time and insert them. And I just start writing something. I write whatever inspired me, I write down a post. I literally make a post of that. And I have numbered. So on those days that I'm feeling uninspired, I go to my little binder and I just go through whatever I have not used. One thing though is that I try to, as best as possible, I try to make it me. I add whether it's something about my kids, about the fact that I'm a working mom, whatever is part of my branding, I add it to that post as best as possible so that it could be unique to me. But that has really saved me a lot of time because I found myself like just running in circles in social media. And my second problem was the fact that I would start getting into the blogging. I would start following my fashion girls, my makeup artists, and once again, just scrolling to social media, doing absolutely nothing that was beneficial to my business. So all of this has, again, like I said, it saves me time. I'm constantly adding and revisiting things, but I'll share with you guys a specific example for this week. There's 3 books that I read every morning that are inspirational quotes. And one of them talked about living life to the fullest. And those that follow me specifically on Instagram know that I took from that book that morning, inspired by one of the words in chat. And again, it goes to the fact that we don't have to like go in circles and searching for things and spending time.
It's lagging. I don't know why.
We
No,
could
Elias.
develop something that works for us, and that you can hear me. Is that better? Yes.
Continue talking. It was lagging before.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So, okay. So it sounds like we're good now. So, okay. Now where was I? Phone. We did the Pinterest. Okay.
The book.
Yes, the book. So yes, I mentioned that I read all these books, and from that I was able to pull from a post and create that post for the day. So again, the idea of keeping something, I'm not one to remember, that I saw something last week and I was inspired by it. I write everything down and I just turn to my trusty little binder, and that's how I've been able to improve my post, because that definitely was a struggle for me. I would post in the morning, that was easy enough for me, and then I would post at night. I would have a really hard time during the workday to get any post in. So I was only being active in social media once or twice a day. So this has helped me. I hope that it can help you guys. But speaking of systems and kind of like setting priorities in line, I have a personal priority of mine, and that is just my family time. That is something that I've been struggling with for a few, I would say like a good year now. I don't have enough time with my husband, particularly once the kids came, and I'm sure many of you it was all about them. We totally took a backseat. I unfortunately, oh, it's lagging. I don't know what to do to make it better. Let me try my headphones. Hold on. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Is that better? Okay. Thank you. All right. So what I was saying is that once our children arrived, it became really, really hard for my husband and I to spend time together. And, you know, I'm very passionate about the business. I'm very passionate about everything that I do. But when I start something, I dive into it. And sometimes I don't really think about the consequences of everything else that I have going on in my life. So with that being said, I work my business I work my business every single day. But recently my husband and I sat down and we decided that on Wednesday evenings, I will no longer work the business after 8 p.m. I will bust my behind from, sun up or whatever time I get up until 8 p.m. I will do all my postings. I will check in with anybody that I have to check in. But after 8 o'clock, I am completely disconnected. Phones go away for the both of us. And it is, it's kind of boring because we don't get out that much, but we have at-home date nights. And it was very important to me because I was literally losing my mind. I was trying to manage too many things, too many tasks. And I was sort of kind of like it was very haphazardly. So everything was just half-assed. I'll keep it that real with you guys. I was giving bare minimum to all areas, and I just needed to reconnect with home life. And this is something that we've been applying for a few weeks now, and it's just been great. I have my sanity back. I don't feel guilty that I'm neglecting the business because I feel like I do what I have to do before 8 p.m. And those people that contact me, I find have been very understanding if I don't get back to them until the morning. So that's pretty much it that I wanted to share with you guys. Any questions? Anything that I can clarify further?
That was quite
comments.
Awesome. I mean, you went into from, the way you manage your customers and coaches, plus with how you are adapting your, what you learn to post it on a day-to-day basis. I find that that's one of the hardest things. How do we find value to add onto our post? And you can't come up with things like off the top of your head. Sometimes you have to think about them and start like preparing ahead. And I think your idea of just writing things down is perfect. For those of you who are more tech savvy, use your notes in your phone and have create dates on those folders inside. You can actually create folders inside the notes if you have iPhone, and you can name them by the day of the week or a topic or a theme, and then just keep adding thoughts into that. And then all you need to do is go in, copy and paste it, and move on. That's an idea. But if anyone has any questions for Jahaira, please, you're more than welcome. The floor is yours.
I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you, Melissa?
Good. It's been crazy in this house. Anyway, so Jahaira, you said something about you store your pictures in Pinterest. Is that what you were saying? You can divide it into the different topics within Pinterest?
Yes. So do you remember a few weeks ago that we had a discussion on organizing Pinterest and creating private folders?
Yeah, but I'm not good with Pinterest. I kind of just go in there to look at pictures of cakes and stuff. That's about as far as I go.
Bueno. So for me, I plan my kids' parties. I became
Pinterest. I do that too.
It was maternity leave did that for me. So, and I'm hooked. So what I did is I did a whole bunch of private folders. You're able to, like, if you, I mean, I could screenshot it for you and I can send just so you know how to create them. If you, usually if you go all the way to the bottom where all your albums are, you have the ability of creating private folders, because I mean, some of these things you want to, when you're posting in social media, you want to make it your own. So if people are seeing that you're just copying and pasting from Pinterest, that's going to defeat the purpose. So I keep them private and I organize them by like various topics. So for me, there is an inspiration one. There is a recipe one. What else do I have? I have workout one, workout like tips and stuff like that. So whatever is meaningful to you, that's how I organize them, but I keep them private.
Okay. That was my next question, is whether you can keep it private, because if someone's following you on Pentagram, then
you create a secret board.
Yeah.
Your secret, those are your secret boards.
Mm-hmm.
Those won't be seen by your followers. They don't have access to that. It's going to show you a lock. The ones that don't have, it will show you the open lock. I have an idea, Yahaira. It looks like you have, I'm going to give you an assignment. You're going to...
What do you mean? This one wasn't sufficient? I'm kidding.
Now we're going to take it a step further, and you're going to share with us later on, not today, of course. You're going to put this on your to-do list, and you're going to share with us your, like, a video on how you work Pinterest, because there's a whole other business in Pinterest. I'm not familiar with it, but there's a lot of business in there. So just think about it as something that you want to share with us, because I think you have a lot of knowledge that you can. All right?
Absolutely.
Gracias. So I am going to try something that we haven't tried before, and that is I had asked Sarah Arias, and she unfortunately is unable to come and share. She is not able to be on our calls on Thursdays because of her church activities. So she wanted to share her tips on things that are working for her. So I can actually share the screen and we can all watch the video. It's about 5 minutes long, and I think it will be of a lot of value to all of us. So let me share this with you. And let's play it. Please give me thumbs up or thumbs down or mention something if you can't see it. All right, so I'm sharing that screen and I press play. Can you see it?
Yes.
I invited to be a guest speaker tonight on our call. I'm sorry I can't be live, but
I can see it, but I can't hear it.
Same here.
So I'm going to be talking about creating systems.
That's better.
Yes.
Module 7 of Smart Success. And something that I did early on, which I felt, all right, I'm kind of on the right track when I was watching this video, is that I realized I was serious about coaching and I needed to create an organized system for myself. So I made a big old Beachbody Bible here. And it has pretty much everything that I felt I was going to need to keep me organized. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick little tour of some of the things in here. I have files that are important to me. Oh, I hope you all have this awesome document that Unides made. So my very first here is, what do leaders do daily? And I'm really working on, examining this daily so that I can one day check everything off this list. I have notes from, then in this first section, I just keep files that I find on the Team Eagle page, files from our group, files from the back office, everything from inviting to forming to objections. And I really try to personalize the information and the samples that are given. Then I have here my Power Hour to-do list section. I have Coach Basics training notes, which I hope to really be using more as my team grows. Personal development notes, so whatever I'm reading or listening to, my ideas, my revelations, all that stuff goes in here. I have the National Wake Up Call, Team Eagle Notes, and I haven't written it, but also our notes from our group calls go here because I do listen to them when they are recorded later. Then I have my challengers notes. So this area is one that I really want to share a little more in depth. It has been extremely helpful to me. I keep pretty much like files on each challenger that I have. And when I first when somebody commits to a challenge group with me, I go through a series of questions that I have already set up that basically help me then keep said challenger accountable. It basically just helps me create a picture of their why. Everybody's why is different and it's personal to them, and I really want to get in their heads as much as it does. Really bring them back based on their why. And I can share the questions that I have. I'll take a shot of it and put it on the group if you guys are interested. If you want to work on your own questions, I totally, I get it. You might already have this set, so you guys can leave feedback, and I'll add this. So then I have, and once that's set, I'll go and create a file per challenger. And I'll tell, I'll put the information that I got from them in their own page. Very helpful. Has saved me a lot of time, I think. So I recommend that one. Then I have my challenge called the beginning. So I have my coach meeting file here, and then my organization coach notes. This I'm really going to be putting a lot more energy into because I need to grow my organization. So there needs to be more action in this file. So creating systems for this is very important. And then I have my lead section. Don't forget about your leads, guys. Emerald Coaches, we get leads from this awesome company, and I basically make notes on every one of them. Mine looks kind of crazy because my baby got to it, but it's, their name, their number, what they have, what product they already ordered, what if it's just free access to a coach, if it's the club membership, whatever. I make a note of what they're already participating in, what they've already shown interest in. Have their phone numbers if it's offered, their email, and reach out. I keep notes on when I contacted them, if I got any response, and when to try again. So that's a great section too. And then, so that's pretty much what I have so far. And what I'd like to share with you guys before I go is just the plans I have moving forward to create new systems on what I learned from this call, this last training video, excuse me. So I definitely want to create a system for my invite process. So I want to brainstorm a system to invite, right? Create a document of samples that I could use from the back office as well as from our diamond coaches and elite coaches that, they're open books. They share what their systems with us and just personalize them and have them ready. So it's not something that I'm constantly scrambling to come up with. I have also created a schedule with specific content outlined for the week on the days that I'm busy. Like, we all know what days are kind of crazy in our household, and I'm normally home with my children, but I do work outside of the house a few days a week, so I know those days are very hard for me to be able to think about what I'm going to post or have time to post. So I definitely want to have a system where this is set for me already, and all I have to do is press send or have it scheduled. Then I have it sounds so simple, but so important. Start every day with a plan. The night before, make a list. Whatever didn't get done for that day, have it up on top priorities for the next, and create a plan. What needs to be attacked on this new day. And be grateful for hearing, right? And then create videos is another one. Chalene talked about that, and I've been lagging on getting this done. On the top of my priority. I'm going to be creating videos for my challenge groups. Welcome to the challenge group, Q&A for the challenge group, proper body mechanics, which tends to be something important, something that happened, some questions that constantly get asked with some of my girls. My knees hurt, my neck is doing this right. So just a quick video on proper body alignment, and motivation as well. So I want to do a few videos on that. Then she asked us to think, what is the most important thing right now that our time can be spent on? And I believe that was question 9. And for me, the reason why all this system work, putting time in to have this done now, is important is because it'll give me time to do what's most important for me. And that is following and follow up. That is where the magic happens, and that is where my time needs to be spent. So that is what I'm hoping to be working on. I hope you guys all have created a list. Be serious about it, guys, and be excited about it, because excitement is what draws other people to us. So I hope that you all took a lot from this module and all of the whole training, because it's been awesome. And enjoy the rest of the call. Thank you so much for letting me chime in, and I'll see you guys soon. Good night.
Bye. All right, so we did that for the first time and it worked, I think. Thank you so much, Sarah. I found myself nodding and responding back yes to her. I do agree. Ladies, we can see you scrolling, not the video. Oh, damn. Oh, pobre. I'm sorry. I'm multitasking. So I do think one of the biggest takeaways I took from Sarah's is the fact that she writes notes on her challengers. And especially on a month when you're getting a lot of those challengers in, I think that first initial call should be something that you have already programmed. Ask them that question, write it down, and always have it when you're following up with them, because number one, it makes them feel like they're just not a person in your challenge group. They are human and they are real and they matter to you. So share along write that down, and I asked Sarah to please share the questions that she asked on the group page, so that we can also have an idea on what is it that we can ask our challengers and save in our files. I'm also going to share with you, it's a network marketing pro, I forget his name right now. He put out like a contact list. It's in a PDF file form that for those of you who find the binder works, you can print this out and use it just to fill in the information. It has the contact, the date of the person joined, the program that they use, and your follow-up questions. So I'm going to share that in the group as well. All right. And now we're going to have Jaudy Peralta share with us her systems that work. Go for it, Jaudy.
It's kind of funny, after listening to you and Jahaira and Sarah, I realized how I didn't really go into detail with the video because I do a little bit of everything that you guys do as well. So the main thing that I did was I started coaching was I realized that I had a lot to do already in my house. So adding the coaching business and everything that we had to do related to that, it was just like too much on my plate. Can you hear me? Okay. So I started writing to-do list of everything that I had to do. And it was just like, at the end of the day, I realized that I would go to bed and half of the list wouldn't get done because it was just not organized. So just recently, I ended up writing things down on a planner and blocking out time for each activity specifically. And I got kind of happy when I went through the module with Chalene, because I realized that some of the pointers that she gave us were things that I was already doing, like blocking out more time that I thought I would need for the specific things, just to make sure that I wasn't cutting myself short on time. And I usually, like, if I have to drive my daughter somewhere and I have to stay in an activity, I make sure I carry my notes with me. Believe it or not, I look like a bag lady. I carry my notes on my invites on the people who are liking them, so I can follow up as I'm doing other things. I did have a spreadsheet like Jahaira with all the people that were liking my invites, the ones that I sent private messages to, the ones that were responding, the ones that were interested. And when my computer crashed, I lost everything. So I'm coming up with a new system again. I also have a binder like Sarah with the PD notes, with the meeting notes, customer notes as well, what they want to do, how much weight they want to lose. And that way I'm keeping myself accountable as a coach, knowing that I'm following up with them and tracking their progress and seeing what's working for them and what is not working, and just trying to see how I can help them out. Instagram is a big one for me, trying to keep that organized. I had a hard time just keeping a posting schedule and making sure that I was posting consistently. So I am trying to come up, I make sure I post something in the morning before I go to work. I try to post something on my lunch break, if not as soon as I get out of work, and then make sure I'm posting something at night. I really can post more than that because I'm not supposed to be on my phone at work, and I'm supposed to be supervising everybody else, so I really should. So I try to do at least 3 times a day. When I post an invite, I make sure I go back to my invite the next day and I write down all the screen names of everybody that liked the invite and whoever commented, and I send them private messages. If they respond, great. Then I know that then I can transfer them over to Facebook. If they don't, I give them a few days and then I just let it be, and I don't spend so much time on them because the time is valuable. That's something that I've learned as time has come by. Once they go to Facebook, then I'm making sure that I follow up with them. A lot of them have money objections, so I try to make them understand the value of the program and that it's a good investment for them. If they don't come through, then I just tell them, I said, okay, if I check in with you later on for my next challenge, so that I'm not wasting time just dragging the conversation with them over and over and not following up with other people that might be ready to make the jump. I'm trying to think of what other systems that I use that haven't been shared already. I do the notes, I do the binder, I do the spreadsheets. I am going to start doing videos, because you pointed that out last time and you challenged us and I haven't done it. Because I figure that every person that I don't know that comes, that wants information on Shakeology or how does the challenge group work. Sometimes I'm at work, and if I have the video, I can just send that to them rather than I have to wait till I get out of work to reply to you or to send you a voice note or to get on the phone with you. And that I figure that if I have a video for explaining the Shakeology cleanse, explaining the Shakeology benefits, explaining how the challenge group works, why is the investment worth it, how is the support going to work for you? If I have a video for all those things, it's going to save me time in the future. So I don't like getting on the videos, but I will do it.
At first, I used to sweat really hard, hot bullets when I used to have to get in front of the video. But I've learned the power behind using video. It saves a lot of time. I do need to get better at more videos, and when I upload them, stop going back to edit them, because then I don't post them. So I have to just make the videos and post. Because if I leave them, I have 3 that I haven't posted because I'm like, I should cut that. I should take that out. So I have to learn that. But I was even considering, how we spend time explaining the container system with others? If we took one day and just specifically 3 minutes and spoke about one container color per day, we would explain so much to people. They get confused. So you mean I have to, cut my salmon and put it in the red container so that I know if it fits? If you want to know the exact portions, you're going to have to cut it apart. So you mean I have to cook the oatmeal before I put it in the yellow container, or do I put it raw? Cooked, my dear. So do you have to measure the rice cooked, or, so there are questions, and I have to be very patient because I've been doing this for 2 years, not that they don't know that. So if I kind of spend the time before kind of backtracking myself and recording those questions, I don't have to spend time answering those questions. So do you get where I'm going?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm soon going to come out with the color container videos.
Great.
It's coming. Sorry, Dowdy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay, because I think everybody else already shared most of the systems that I use. The one that I really stick to is making sure that I have my schedule, my planner, things put into the planner, because I'm the kind of person that I like to have things organized. So if I have it in writing, I know I will stick to it and I won't go to bed until it's done. And that's the only way that I've been able to stay consistent with my business hours.
Good. All right. We are really good on time right now. So we're left with the last two pieces, which is, I know she spoke about school, and I'm not going to go in depth with that because she does speak. Thank you, Jowdy, by the way. Thank you. But I'm not going to go into depth with that because I think we all understand that we learn better if we learn in chunks. Our attention only has a certain amount of minutes and seconds in time. So I like how she said, don't try to focus on one topic all day long because you're going to be burnt out. Spread your goals apart. And if you have a big project, like you want to make videos, then make them slowly and then go posting things out there, and you won't be overwhelmed. So I like how she did that. And then she has policy, which I wanted to ask Norris to share the last 2 points. And just basically, if you can just give us the general gist about that. And in closing. Can't hear you. Sorry about that. Now I can. Hi, ladies. Okay, so this has been an amazing call. Thank you so much for sharing all of your points. I'm actually going to go back and look at some pointers. So I love the whole idea about working less, living more. Wouldn't we all want that, right? So I'm just going to go to like the meat of what I gathered from her policies for 7.3, module 7. And it's basically like reevaluating ourselves and our priorities. And she touches about 4 personal policies that we should look at, which is 1, our environment. So one thing that shouldn't be like a non-negotiable, or things that we should work out, like in our home or our workplace, like what do you need to do? For her is having her place be neat. So having it organized, right? Because we can't really think clearly if our home is like upside down. As for me, that's one of my key needs too. And I actually have someone come into the home and clean because yes, I'm home all the time, and maybe that may seem for someone else like, wow, she's paying someone to come clean her house. Well, yes, because that is a whole day that I can spend working on my business or on other things that I need to deal with that is going to alleviate stress. And that's something that my husband and I kind of like sat down and said, you know what? Our weekends are for our family. He works overnight. So for me, like my time is precious. So cleaning on a Saturday all day from morning to end just does not work. So those are one thing, our environment that is needed. Maybe for you is something different. Maybe doing the laundry. Maybe you're going to drop it off for someone else to clean it and you just pick it up. That saves time, So for her is like reevaluating what you're spending your time in. And that's one of them. Your business, right? So what policy are you going to do? Like as far as what is a good thing for you to say yes to or something that is a no? Are you spending too much time, let's say, saying yes to people? I think that many of us, since we are in the service business of helping people, we say yes a lot. And not to say that yes is bad, but sometimes we say yes too much. And I think that hit a nerve. And she said it, and I'm sure in her position right now, she's a successful woman, and I'm sure she has. And I don't think you need to be successful. I'm Dominican. I get family members that are like that too. Like they'll just come to you and say, you're doing really well. Can you help me with this? And they just kind of like suck every energy out of you. And then you help them out of the goodness of your heart. But then 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, you see them coming back with the same issue. They really haven't moved forward. So yes, you're giving them ideas and things how to improve, but are you seeing any improvement? That's where she says you should take a look back and just reevaluate. Is the time that you're spending with this person or whoever it is it really worth it? Are they really learning from it? Are they moving forward, or are they just sucking you dry? And that's when we need to start saying no and be okay with that no. And these are all aligned, obviously, with our first assignment from her, our key priority. If they're not aligned, if they're not getting you closer to your key priority, then you need to reevaluate and then set aside some things of where you need to start saying no and things that you need to start saying yes to. So have like a guideline as far as how you manage your personal life and your time. Sorry, my throat, myself, I've been suffering, so I need a moment. Relationships. It's the other personal policy that she has. And if you have a significant other or a partner or a friend or so forth, these are the things that you want to discuss with them as far as like, what are you willing to give up and what are the things that you're not willing to give up. So sitting like a business in a sense, and for me is like maybe Sunday evening when the kids are going to sleep and we start, revisiting our goals for the week, maybe not even a month, it's for the week, because our weeks can be intense sometimes. And there's a lot of events and, things that might come in the way of our family time. Then we need to say, you know what, I won't be able to make it to the Fit Club at the end of the month because I have a birthday party that I want to go with Adeline, my daughter, or I have to go to a family event with him. So I kind of like, run it by him in a sense, and we juggle things out because at the end of the day, my key priorities are aligned with my family. My family comes first. And then comes whatever else. But I need to make sure that whatever's in these four walls we're good with and that everybody is happy and that we're aligned because that's our goal, right? To live a happy, a happy life. So a happy husband equals, a happy life. So it's just examples. Please interrupt me. I need a break. So you're doing really well, but we're also at our limit. We are at our hour break. So how about we open it up for any questions or suggestions or comments that we would like to add? And let us know if you find that we're actually going to be at the very end of our calls with Chalene for the next, we did really good. We did 8 weeks. And I find that if we do a review of all the things that happened, it's amazing, the fact that all the things that we have learned, and I don't know about you, but I'm learning to put a lot of things into place and I'm finding more time out of my day. So how are things going? Or if you have any questions, please share them now. Sorry, I feel bad. I need to talk faster. No, you're good. I can skip to 7.4 seasons. Go for it. And I'll start it off from that. I actually like that. You need to look at this business, and it's something that if you're an A-type personality like myself, I like to control everything, every little minor detail. And I think that I have to come to a point where I'm going to have to say, you know what, I need to outsource. And maybe not pay mega bucks because I'm not there yet, but like pay a teenager or something after school to start following people for me and see how that goes. But she says like you got to go through seasons and kind of like graduate. So let's say if you've tackled one area, let's say it's Facebook or Instagram, and you're really good at it and you know what you need to post, then outsource that and then work on your next season. And then once you're ready on that, then you go to the next. So you shouldn't be stuck, and you can't wear all seasons all together. And that makes sense. Like sometimes we're trying to wear all hats all together, like spring, summer, fall, and you name it all together. And that just doesn't make sense. The same goes, let's say, for myself. I now feel that I'm good with Instagram. Facebook, I'm trying to get used to. So that's one of the things I want to start working on. But other than that is blogging and YouTube. So I need to graduate from one in order for me to go to the other. And juggling all things at once, it becomes overwhelming. So you need to focus on one thing at a time. And that's what successful people do. Focus with great intent. No one wants to talk. Well, what I think with that is a lot of times we hear that, like, for example, Jahaira was talking about Pinterest, and that's always something that I'm like ready to jump on, and I'm ready to like, oh, it's calling my name because I do it just for collecting pictures and information. But I feel that in my personal opinion, I work better. I already graduated from like Instagram. I know how to work Instagram. Now my focus is on YouTube, and I'm working really strongly on YouTube. And now I'm working on how to add text onto videos and, making my videos more professional, you can say that. But then again, it's like, as you listen to all of these podcasts and you listen to the entrepreneurs, your mind wants to race and it wants to capture everything and it wants to do everything. And it shouldn't be that way. I have to always take myself and say, breathe in, breathe out, and let it go. You're going to get there when it's time. But right now, it's too much to chew. So bite small. Bite what you can swallow. And that's something that I can give you as an advice. You're going to hear all these things that seem like they can work. but they're only meant for you to share with you so that you get an idea, and then you can try things and wet your feet and see what works for you. Because what works for you may not work for me, and what works for me may not work for you. And that's why sharing our systems and sharing what works with each other is very important. So I don't have any questions for you, Norris, but I think we should say hasta luego. Son las 10:04. Oh, wow. No sé. All right. So if nobody has any questions, we're going to call it a night. And we will see each other next week, which is our final week. And I'm so excited because it's going to be, the topic is mindset, and it's mindset and taking action. So it's going to be right at the end of our month of February, getting us ready for March. And then we're going to have an open discussion about how we're going to take the month of March by storm. Okay? I think March, you know how they always say it either comes in like a lion, it comes in like a lamb, or out like a lion, or
is the other way around?
Yeah, it's the other way. So, stop recording. Stop recording. Stop recording. You see, después de las 10 ya se me pande el único. Have a great night, everyone.